I'm just setting up here. We still got 2 minutes to go before we start. And I just got in. I was out and got all wet. I'm completely rained on. And I got to get the Lichess here. Lichess. I always put Lichess on Steinitz. You see, um, here on this channel, you're going to see. Do I have the Lichess here now? Where is it? Oh, yeah, there it is. You're going to see pawn d4, pawn to f4 if we play white. If we play black, you'll see the Caro-Kann, it's called. And both of those are pretty good openings, and we'll just go ahead and show everybody how to do those. I got a lot of lurkers on this channel. If you've been here before, you know I got more than 1,500, and they are kind of like totally invisible because they're like the kind of hacking lurkers that know how to come and watch without giving any indication of their presence, which is I'm not really focused in there very well, am I? Let me see if I can focus this better. It's about the distance I am away, I guess. Let me see if I can read those numbers. Can't read them, but they look like they're a little sharper. Okay, so let's play the game. We're ready to go. Just go over here to the Lichess and we'll push the. Looks good, right? Let's try it. I'll go over here to the Lichess and see what we get. Create a game. That's play black. That's play white. That's Lady Luck. Some people say Lady Karma. And we got black, which is good, which means we're going to be playing the Caro-Kann if he plays pawn to king 4, and he did. Okay, we're going to kind of play here kind of fast. He's playing fast too. But this is just kind of like an opening sequence where we're getting a little bit of space, doing a little bit of attack. The queen attacks this down here, at the same time hitting here. If he takes there, you just retake with the bishop. If he doesn't take, then you got to decide what to do. They usually don't take if they're playing well. Now, I usually go here, and they very rarely take it because they're really not sure what to do. Oh boy, he's going all over the place. But if they do take that when the knight is here, you can't retake with the bishop. Then you just retake with the queen, and she can usually escape out of there pretty well. So we're kind of well developed here. You always have to be careful of some complicating checks on this white diagonal. So it's good to bring this bishop to here whenever you can. Well, wow. Guess we win a pawn out of that. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. Does he have something that he can do against us? Should we castle or not? No, we shouldn't. Because, like I said, he gets a complicating check over here. If he had done it that time, we could have moved the king. And this bishop here avoids that knight coming over here too and attacking that queen. I like that knight. That's another reason I like that knight there. Bishop. Bishop is well placed right here against this opposing knight. If he moved his rook here, we could fork it. I don't know if he'll do that though. We gotta think of something here. I castled. I could have just taken this. I didn't even think about that, but we can take it next time too. We got two pieces. We got the bishop and the knight trained on him. So I guess we'll just get rid of that dastardly character there. He's got a retake, and we'll go ahead and take while the getting's good. And we'll take this one too. The queen is kind of exposed up there. If we get her back to here, the knight cannot get her. Trying to think where she should go. I kind of want to keep her over here on this side. I don't want to get in trouble doing that, though. That's the thing. The knight really can't attack it, and it's on a black square. And the rook can't attack it either because the knight's sitting there. Would like to bring this. Yeah, I forgot that was not pinned. Okay, we'll just bring her back here. That knight's not going to go anywhere really great. Now the pawn's not pinned anymore because the queen is protecting the bishop. I'm going to still try the same thing. I'm going to bring the bishop up to here and try to get an attack on this pawn. I can get an attack on that pawn with the knight now. A knight. Oh, that helps me actually. Oh, he won a pawn out of that, or did he? Let me see if there's something I can do. If I do this, that's okay. I don't think he's going to win anything out of this. Because I take there, and if he takes me, I got the knight protecting there, so I've got an extra rook out of the deal. That was all right. Okay, and we're good on time, too. It looks like we're going to win this game. Don't want to do anything really dumb here. It's always possible to lose a game. This knight is kind of hemmed in very nicely by this knight and by this pawn. The rook attacks these two pawns, and also we're thinking about bringing this rook over and then up and doubling on that back rank. And he went ahead and resigned. So that was okay. Let's do the post-mortem. And I'm sure you all want to look at that. So let's take a look. And it's always good to do the post-mortems just because you never know if everything you're talking about is valid or not. There's sometimes some things you miss. And it's good to do the post-mortems for the next time you play. Can you guys see that? No. It's hard to see the whole board, the scale that I have it. Okay, but we'll look at the post-mortem down here first. The analysis, and then flip back up to the board. So you see, black had a really good development. White was just marginally ahead, and that's a good opening for black because white never got like far ahead at all. The most it got was like a half a pawn, and then we went gradually down. It was very, very good. So that was a good opening, and we'll see how it was. We'll review it and see where everything went wrong for him. So he went ahead and did the king pawn opening. This is called the Caro-Kann. When you do this pawn props. It's a prop pawn to bring that pawn up, which we did. When they advance that pawn, it's no big deal. I always just do the same thing. I advance that pawn, preparing to bring this pawn up in the very next move, usually. There's really no reason why you can't just bring that pawn up, because you want to bring this knight up, get this developed. You can develop your queen over here. If he takes, you take with the bishop, and that's fine. I bring the knight out, queen out. Now that's a question mark because he takes there and I take there. The queen's kind of like a little bit displaced right there. He might get some attacks going on it somehow. Oh, he can easily come up with this And then I got to, if he comes out with that, I should go over here. And then if he attacks me somewhere again, the queen comes back on this diagonal. But they don't normally do that. At these levels that I'm playing, after they don't see that the first time, oh, now he did it, but now it's kind of late. No, it's not a good move because the bishop just comes out. This is not a good position if he has a knight here, because then the knight just swings over and causes a lot of problems. But it's a good position right now. I'm going to click this so we can see what they're suggesting for black. Okay, they're suggesting exactly like I did. Basically to take that and win a pawn. Because I take, the pawn takes, the bishop wins a pawn. He can get a check now. Let's just see what would have happened if he did the check. They're saying that the best thing to do is don't slide the king over, develop the piece, and then after he takes here, the king comes up. But that's not a big problem with an exposure of the king already, with two minor pieces off the board and a solid pawn structure here. It would be okay to have the king here. You could the king could, then you bring the rooks to the center and the king can go to one side somewhere. The knight's doing a good job protecting over here. So let me go back to see how the game actually went. Okay, so I took there. He was supposed to go there, but he didn't. He castled. And they're saying I should have castled, but I knew that bishop had to come there, so I figured I'd bring him out first. Now they're saying that the knight should have, the bishop should have taken this. That actually looks like a good move. Probably would have been best. And that's a big question mark because I win another pawn. And right now he's got 4 pawns and I've got 7, so it's not looking good for white. Interesting. They also decide to keep, Lichess decides to keep the queen over on this side. And actually they're suggesting to do the same exact thing I did after a lot of thought. I went over there. Okay, he came up there. I went back there. He went over there. I went there. That was a big question mark. And we basically, now we're rook ahead plus a bunch of pawns. No reason to keep going. He resigned after a couple more moves. So I hope you enjoyed that game. It was a solid opening. It was a good Caro-Kann defense. And I'm going to post that one up there, and we'll be back in like exactly 20 seconds and get another game going here. Oh, hey, I'm sure you're all into it. If you don't want me to go away, just throw out a chat and tell me, and I can keep going. But as it is right now, I've just got lurkers, so lurkers don't have a lot of privileges. You guys will just have to tune in when I come back in about a minute.